All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps here with John. Pro Craps, Casino Gaming TV. Let's get rolling here. I'm going to clear out the roll tracker, actually. We're going to start a new series this morning, and we'll see how this goes out. A couple things I'm testing out. One is the roll tracker again, and two is I'm going to start a new road to $100,000. Now, we did the YOLO for a few weeks. I think it took us 15 sessions to get to 100K. It'll take more this time because I'm going to start with $100. That's it. We're not going to start with 20,000 and make it easy on ourselves. We're going to work from 100 to $100,000. That's going to be the goal here. It's going to be a tough one, really tough. Matter of fact, I think it's going to be harder now to get out of the gate than it is to get the thing going. So when you get to like 10, 20, $30,000 in your bankroll, you have a lot of options, right? At $100, you got nowhere to run. You got no options. You got to walk up to your first table, have it be okay. And have this thing kind of progress through. So what I'm going to do is play a little bit every morning. We're going to get our $100 bankroll up to the point where I can start making bigger bets and progress forward. But for the first couple of days here, we may actually burn the whole $100 to get to it. This will be a stop loss 0 type of thing. I may go stop loss 50%. We'll see how this goes. But let's play this thing out as you would probably play it with $100 at a $5 table. And let's try and make the 100 look like 150 or so, and try and move it up through there, and then we'll start making progress. So I'll start every morning now with a little bit of a quick rollout, and we'll just kind of see how it moves for us, and see if we can't make this thing work. So let me get my roll tracker set up, and I'll start rolling here in just a second. Let me get my cursor in the right spot. I think we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do here is roll up to the table, and again, sight unseen. I'm going to play this morning. Just walk up. Let's see what happens, right? So I'm going to jump out here, like I always do, onto the don't, and I'll do it for $5 as our first bet. And I'm going to do a little bit of a press down here. If I can get it to work, I may jump up in here and do some things. I want to see how the dice roll for a minute, and let's just see what happens. We're on the bigger view of the table here, so you should be able to see the dice rolling just fine. We have a come out 7, which, at this level of bankroll is a painful hit, right? Well, that's all you've got. But we're going to keep rolling through it and see what happens here. There's a 5 and a 4 for a 9. So our point will be 9. At the first stage, I'm not going to take any odds on that 9. What I might do, though, is take one comeback. And I may do like a mini horseman here and just kind of feel the table out. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll do 2. And again, I'm not trying to burn, a quarter of my bankroll to get started here, but let's see what happens. We're going to be on a 6 for that first come bet. And then my choice is I have another $5 that I could play. Do I go in here with it and try and double up on a quick 7 or get a second piece of action, or go to odds? I'm going to take a second piece of action here and see what happens. And again, just kind of feel this thing out and see where it goes. It goes to the 9, which was our point. So now we're down $10. Coming off. Here we go. What I've been doing, by the way, is this. I've been dropping odds up here, and I know this is kind of an aggressive move, but I've been doing it more recently, is dropping odds on my come bets and having them working during the come out, even at this low bankroll. Again, I want to get up as quickly as possible. Now, of course, we roll a 5, 2, 7, and we're in the negative like super quick, right? Ugly, ugly, ugly start to our series here, which is whatever, it's going to happen, right? Let's do it again. Right back to the don't. And again, I've seen a 7. I'm okay with seeing a 7 there, especially. Let's get to a 5. Let's run one more through, and we'll see if we have to change tactics. We probably will. There's a 3. Oh my goodness gracious, we're just getting whacked. Just getting whacked this morning. Okay, I'm not going to burn any more in here, but I am going to do this. I'm going to come negative and hope we don't see a 5 here. So far, I'm glad I did that. That 12 is hurting us there. So far, the table's really ugly. If we don't get it here, we're at 50% loss. We're going to have to stop it right there. Well, maybe we'll go. We'll see. We'll see. Again, that first $100 is hard. The first $100 is hard to get smoking with. So there's a hard 4. Love that. Love that. Let's get out of here quick. Ah, damn it. There's a 5. 415. Boy, we're just getting crushed over here. So we've gone to the don't. we gotten beat in a couple of different ways. We lost our point twice. We had a come out 7. Clearly not a dark side table, right? We're clearly playing this the wrong way through. Even our come bets wouldn't have worked coming out there. So you got to read this and go, this is like the Not My Day Act of 1937 here. So we're going to have to go through. And if we're going to burn our money in our account here, if we're going to say, let's go stop loss 0, like I said earlier, I'm going to let a point come, grab a number in here, and see if we can't get a quick hit in the middle and be done. There's a 6. Let's go ahead and grab the 6 and the 8 for 10 each. And let's just see if we can't get a hit or 2 in here and run for cover. If not, we'll need to start again with a new bankroll tomorrow. There's a 10, a 6, and a 4. Man, ugly table. There's a 6, 2, 8. So that'll pay us $14. And again, it's not getting us back anywhere. But what I am going to do here is press these 2 all the way up and try and get just a second hit and pull them back on either one of them and see how that helps our bankroll out. We can avoid big red. There's a 6, and that'll pay $21 at the $18 level. And if I were to pull this down, I want you to see where we're going to be. And again, this is kind of a scared money makes no money thing, but getting beat like we did earlier, we've got to make a decision on how we're going to play this out. And there's $75 back to the rack. So we went from 100 to 50. Now we're back to 75 with a bunch of whites in here, and we're okay, right? At this point, we're feeling, okay, got a little bit through it. The puck's going to be off. Let's let a new number get established, and we'll see if we can't make some hay. I'm not going to go to the line because the line right now to me has not been friendly. Let's get up there on the 4. Now, what do we do here with $75? It's a really short stack. I've got some whites to play with. I can grab some odds. I'm going to go ahead and do what I did over the weekend, which was when the table was a little chopped out, I went back and forth from picking a couple of numbers to coming through. And today, coming through doesn't seem to be my friend. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple of numbers here. We're going to go back again to the inside 6 and 8. And I realized that I regressed them back and pulled. And that's what I would do with a short stack like this is take a hit, get the hell out of there, versus letting them stand for too long. Because again, we're in a spot where we need to get out. And there's our 4-3-7. What a bummer. What a bummer today, huh? Here we go. Let's get a new one. A 7 on the come out. We're not going to play the line. Excuse me. There's a second come out 7. That's good. Let's get the 7s out of the way here. There's 3 7s in a row on that line. There's a 5. All right, we're on the 5. We've been seeing 7s. We saw a couple of these. Tough table to read right here. I'm coming through. When I see that amount of 7s, I'm not going to just go place. I'm going to come through twice and see if the shooter is just as bad as they said they were. And they declared it. There's going to be an 8. I'll do one more. Bounce around here a little bit and try and make this $100 do something. There's the 8 again. That's cool. I'll take it. And you know me, when I'm coming through, I don't typically drop the odds up here when I'm coming through because I want the 7 to work for me at this phase. So I'm going to take those 2 back to the rack, let this come out. And I'll take the on and off. That's fine for me. Now I want to point a 6 for both. 6 and 8 are both out there. Let's odd them both up, and we'll see what happens. If these don't win right here, with a quarter left, that'll be it for the morning. And we'll have to reset our bankroll and try a different session. There's a 5 and a 4. It's a 9. There's a 6-6 midnight. 4-1-5. That's our point. Boy, I'm glad I'm not in the don't anymore. That's clearly not a don't. It's not a don't table today. And everything's working, by the way. I work all my odds on the come outs. There's a 6-2-8 for the come out. So with the odds working, it's going to pay 10 flat and 12 on the odds and come back. I'm going to leave that coming. Let's get our bankroll stack back up. Damn it, 7 out. That's a bummer. We lose our odds, but they basically pay the come out. And we're back again to 75. What do I have over here? I got 10 bucks. So we have 83 bucks. We're down a hair. Nothing scary. But so far, so good. Let's just roll out again. There's a 5. We'll make this our last shooter here. I have morning things to say anyway. So I'm going to come out with 10 this time. Come through with 10. Let's let it happen. That'll be a 9. And we'll do one more. One more comeback. And this is very indicative of how I played over the weekend. There's my 7, which is, whatever. It's a tie. Like the roll never happened. I got up this weekend. I was playing with one of our friends here in chat, and we met at a casino and played locally. And I was lucky enough, it was a 10 by the way, to get up really early. We had a good roll. We were up and down a little bit in the very, very beginning. I rolled the dice, I hit the small, and got myself up to my 20% within like 10 minutes. And he looked at me and goes, yeah, I guess it's time to go now. I'm like, well, normally I'd say, yeah, it's time to go, but we're here to hang out. So we stayed. And I played with about 50 bucks in my short stack to save that profit for as long as I could. I actually made it around the table with 50 bucks and played like this, a little bit of combat, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and worked that 50 bucks into about 150 by the time it got back to me to shoot. So, and just like here, we're gonna eke this thing out to get ourselves back to square again. Let's put all that back in. That's a 7. We're almost back to even. We can take another shot at it. There's a 6. And right now, the come betting is working for me because of the short length of rolls here. The few repeaters that we're getting are fine. I'm not doing the roll tracker, obviously. I'm going too fast. There's a 5. 3, 2, 5. We're going to end up there. And we'll do one more. I may grab odds. We'll see what happens. There's a 9. So we have the sisters. That's cool. Let's go ahead and put odds up on both. Now that they're set, we'll take 2 come bets with odds, a little mini molly here. Again, with the short stack, it's what you can do. There's aces. And there's a 5, that's awesome. That'll pay, again, the way this pays, flat bet gets paid 1-to-1. The single odds gets paid 3-to-2. And we're back on our rack. Basically even for the hand here. I will come again, just kind of get a 2-point perpetual molly going here. As we roll it out, there's going to be an 8. You'll travel. You'll get single odds again with these 2 bets resolved for us. Here, there's a 10, a 6, and a 4. And a 1, 2, 3. Ace of deuce, nothing happening there. There's a 4, 2, 6. That's going to be our point. And again, here's the risky part for John. Odds are working on my come out. There's a 4, 4, 8 for the point. That's great. It's going to again give us 10 flat. 12 on the backside. Let's get that all in the rack and see where we are. There's our starting bankroll. There's 15 bucks in profit. If I pull this odds down, I'm at 25% profit. So I can take the odds off the 9. I'm at goal. I'm at 25%. We made a quarter. Not fantastic, but we did work back pretty hard. Let's let our flat bet on the 9 resolve, good or bad for us. I'm gonna lock that quarter up and be happy with it. There's a 6. And there's the 7. Okay, so we're out of there. We worked back, got our quarter. We're actually up 20, we're actually up 30 bucks. That's 5 bucks in white. So we're at 30% profit. It's not a letter I'd write to home with, but 30% is good. If I bought in for $1,000, that's 300, working that same way. So again, going to $100,000 from 100 bucks, you're gonna have to do it in small chunks like this. And if on a bad day when you can recover back like we just did, be okay with that. So I'm gonna do this every morning. And again, I'm not yet in rhythm with the roll tracker, so forgive me for having it set up and not actually using it. I'll get better at that as we go. Let's go back to the main screen here, and let me say good morning to all of you. I need to get this thing running. My fault, there we go. All right, let me see who's here. Who's all here? Who's the first one in the room today? I didn't even look at the thing. Oh, Dr. S was first one in. Good morning. Good morning. And Chris and Jeff, Craps Heathens. Jeff had a good trip report this morning. Let me ask you all here in chat because we're live. What do you think of those kind of reports? I'm going to put Jeff on the spot, but Jeff did one today. I was going to do one too, like to kind of describe my weekend a little bit, because I did go out and play, I said, with somebody, and talk about how the table went and what we did. Is that interesting enough for you to have me prepare a thing on it and kind of talk through how it goes? I go often enough that I could tell you a couple times a week what it's like to go play and how the tables are working for me, and let me know what you think. So if you want more of that, you let me know, and I'm sure Jeff would like to know that too. If we can give you more of that kind of content, if it's enjoyable, then just let us know, all right? Yeah, good morning, Jay. Yeah, Hot Dice coming up, right? That was actually not too terrible. And Mike is here too. So Mike, good morning. And that's, you know what? It's funny. That's the thing, right? That table moves around a little bit. And what I found over the weekend when I played was the table was a moving target. And I think most tables are a moving target. And what I ended up doing over the weekend, because I met a new friend, obviously, and it was a really, really crowded table, like really crowded. Like Jeff's a big guy, right? Jeff told you this morning. Jeff is, 6'6", every bit of 6'3", 6'4", and 3 bills. This table was probably 12 people at it, at a 12-foot table, and I couldn't even stand there. I had my chip rail there, and I actually stood out in the hallway, like behind the table, until it was my turn to shoot or bet. So I barely paid attention to the rhythm of the table. I'd reach in and kind of make a bet, reach in and kind of make a bet, and it was hard to kind of catch the rhythm. So I did a lot of come betting, a lot of just on the line, stack my wins. I actually hit the paroli 3 times on the don't, going around that table, which was the smartest move I could have made, because when I was on that $50 short stack, I turned the 50 into 150 by hitting the paroli. I lost a couple times on some place bets, but that thing kept me going. And I come betted a lot because it was easier to do that the way that the table was configured and the way I couldn't get in there. Just easier to kind of keep that going versus trying to think about what I was going to bet on and pressing bets and everything else. So that worked for me like it did this morning. It kind of brought me back to health a little bit, and then we had a couple of good hits, hit the small a couple times. So, all right, there we go with that. The other announcements we have today, as you all know, I'm sure, Dylan from Skill and Luck had his procedure on Friday. He's doing great. I talked to him yesterday. I know Ken talked to me yesterday. Everybody got to watch him play against Vince yesterday. So he's doing great. He's in great spirits, obviously. Funny guy, good dude. I think that the first procedure that he had, the stent on the right side, it worked, but you need to get both done because you have blood going in both directions. I think he needed to get all opened up. I think he's going to be good now. He's got to rest up quite a bit, but thank God he's doing all right. Jeff wants me to keep announcing this, and it's important that we don't forget. Craps Chat is going to be May 15th, not this coming Sunday because of Mother's Day. So be with your wives, be with your mothers. Next Sunday is Craps Chat. And Joe from Craps Master Journey, who, by the way, apparently loves trip reports. Joe from Craps Master Journey is doing a series. He's creating a new strategy. It's a 4-phase strategy, and he's asking for me and Jeff and everybody else to roll it out. And so I think I'll do that this week at some point. We're going to roll out his strategy and do a little bit of a review on it. I've got thoughts, of course, and I think it's great that Joe's doing this, and I think it's going to be good for us to all kind of give that thing a shot. So all the providers out there, go watch Joe's 4-phase strategy. All y'all watch Joe's 4-phase strategy and see how he's approaching building a strategy out. It's actually really cool. I love the thought that he's got. It's going to be put into that thing. So it's very cool. Dice Grinder is asking me where the Craps apps are at. I'll show you where the Craps chats are at. Let me go ahead and change my screen here. And I'll show you where they are. Let me actually go to this view without my face on it. So this is the roll tracker. It's ugly as hell, right? All it's supposed to do is let me type in the numbers. 22, 54, 63, right? And as I type the numbers in, it makes the things happen. That's one of them. It's crapsrollhistory.vercel.app. And again, this is more for me to use during the show than anything else. The one that's interesting though is the locator. So it's locator.casinogaming.tv. This one is the one that's going to be for DiceCon. So basically you're going to log into it with, I'll show you, if I log out and I log in anew, with Discord. If you have a Discord account, and you should, you sign in with Discord and it gets you into the app. And this will give us a sense of where everybody's playing. The whole idea behind this app is where are people? So I can say, hey, I'm playing at the area. And I can go to the players list. You'll see all the players that have been testing the app out, where they're playing. And if I actually zoom in a little bit so you can see them, you'll see where each player is, including me at the area. This uses your Discord ID login to see kind of where you are. I can also look at and I can show all the players. So a lot of players here are registered but aren't playing right now. I can filter it down to say just the active players, like who's actually playing right now. And then the casino is the same thing. I can show all the casinos, including where there is nobody playing, or just the casinos where we have players. And of course, everybody's at one casino, but if I were to pick like Bellagio, I'll go back and I'll say, hey, I'm playing at the Bellagio now. I've moved, where's the Bellagio? And I go back to the casinos list to see the Bellagio now has 2 of us here. So this will give you kind of a way to see who's playing where. And for a thing like DiceCon, where there's going to be, let me switch back to the apps again, to the screen. For DiceCon, where there's going to be 60 players in town, this app was written, where is everybody? If I wanted to go play with Arnell, where would I go to play, right? And that's for me to find them. That's the idea behind that app. So that one, we tested over the weekend. I got some good ideas to improve it. I made a mistake on the database a little bit. It doesn't yet have Atlantic City or Biloxi or the rest of the country. It's just Vegas. It's just the Strip in downtown. At some point, I'm going to add other games to it. So you can say, John is playing blackjack at the Bellagio. And then I can filter by blackjack players or whatever else. So we'll get there. It's just not quite yet. I wanted to do it just for DiceCon. So I hope that makes some sense to everybody. Good app. It's so far so good. It's working okay. The head-to-head Q app I'm working on this week. So I'll have that one done this week. Midmo Yo is asking about his last video. Dude, so in full disclosure, I didn't finish it. I started it last night. I was really kind of tired yesterday. I went to bed. I laid down with my phone and I thought, Squid Game, let's go see what he's got cooking here. So I watched like the first probably 10 or 15 minutes of it and I dozed. I didn't finish the video. So I'm going to watch it today. You are so creative. I love that. I love the creativity you've got there. That's really kind of fun. It's a cool little strategy, but I like how you're tying it in, and I love the intro. So yeah, that was really, really cool. You guys got to watch Midmo Yo. Midmo Yo's channel is great. So, all right, let's see what else do we have. Going through chats here, making sure that there's anything anything I'm missing. So I think we're good. All right, so that's it. Let's go and talk about the way we play. So my lecture for today, lecture time, and I'll roll some out too here in a bit. I'm gonna have to reset my racks, and I will get better at the roll tracker. I know I kind of suck at not roll tracking while we're talking, but what I want to talk to you about today is this idea of our bankroll. Now, this is a thing from Jacob, right? Jacob from Wager Me This. This is his famous quote where he says, your strategy accounts for your wins, your bankroll accounts for your losses. We connect them both to become winners. That's his mantra, and I think it's really great the way he says that. And your bankroll really helps you outlast a bad run and attack a really good run. I want to look at your bankroll in a different light today. And I'm going to use the military analogy that I've got here, cannons versus machine guns, because I think that there's a different way we approach the game. And I wonder if you're a machine gunner or if you're a cannon lobber, right? Or something like a one shell attack sort of thing. So let's look at what I mean by that. If you're playing it craps like a cannon, like where your bankroll is a cannon, you've got a certain number of cannonballs or a certain number of mortar rockets, right? You got a number of them and you're kind of taking aim and you're shooting and you're trying to hit a target. And you're going to do that over and over again, rinse and repeat. You have limited shots. Your bankroll is set up. How many times have you heard me or David or Jeremy at Color Up say, bring enough money for 10 shooters. Bring enough money to play your strategy for 10 shooters. I'm 64 across. I'm bringing $640. I have 10 cannonballs, right? When the puck goes on, I fire my cannon. I put my $64 across, whatever I'm doing, I play my thing. And the shooter will either hit a number and 7 out, and that's it. right? Is that the way you play? In this case, your bankroll dictates how many times you can play, how many shots you've got at it, and maybe your strategy can buy you some more stuff, right? But really, it's an aim, fire, pray that you hit something and repeat. And it's load the cannon, shoot the thing, hope that you hit something. You go out there, you see, what did you hit? And you come back and you reassess and you re-aim again. That's the cannon way of playing, right? It's a single shot. It's a number of shots in your bankroll. And that's why I had the Lammers, right? I play this way all the time. I do my 66 inside. I do my across betting. I'll do my 4 and 10. Whatever I'm doing, it's cannon play, right? I'm taking a shot for each shooter and I've got it set up. Even the horseman, right? 4 chips per shooter, 4 chips per shooter, 4 chips per shooter. It's the way of playing with a cannon in my bankroll. My bankroll is the cannonballs. Think of it that way. You win and lose with the rhythm of the table. As you just saw, that table had a little bit of this to it, right? We won and lost with the rhythm of that table with some luck, a little bit of time, right? That's cannon play. Examples of that, any system that you play. Pass line, don't pass, right? $10 per shooter, plus odds. $10 per shooter, plus odds. Your place bettors, your 64 across guys. The horseman is a cannon strategy. If you're triple luxing it, you're saying I'm going to go $30 on a 6 and 8. I'm going to, drop in a nickel when we get the hit. I'm going to power press it up. That's a system. You have this much per shooter. You're going to try it. You're going to try it. You're going to try it. The regression systems, Dylan's 66, the skill 66, where you hit one, regress down every single time, right? You have that money in your account, in your bankroll every single time. And of course, the hybrids, anytime you're setting your bankroll up with a certain number of dollars per shooter, rinse and repeat, you're playing with a cannonball, right? Now, the opposite of that is the machine gun player. This is Waylon. This is the I don't give a F about the shooter strategy. I'm playing the 7 the whole time. This person doesn't have a set bankroll per shooter. This person's got an enormous bankroll and they're just playing the 7 no matter who's shooting it, right? This is, and you'll see some examples here. Your bankroll is your weapon. It's not like you got 10 cannonballs. You have an unlimited number of cannonballs. You're strafing the whole thing, just trying to murder the table. You're bludgeoning the table with math because you got more money and a little bit way to adjust. So you're beating the math with money. This is the Waylon way of playing. Not everybody can do that. Today, there's no way I could ladder today with $100 coming out the gate. You can't play this way, a machine gun style, with a very limited 20 unit bankroll. You just can't do it. But with bigger bankrolls, when your bankroll is your weapon and you can ladder and ladder and ladder and ladder and then parlay and then recover on a loss because you have the bankroll to recover the loss and play through it, that's a machine gun strategy. That's like, you don't care about how many cannonballs or bullets you got because your bankroll is so big, you can play through it. And at some point, you're going to catch it. And when you catch it, you can be out. That's the machine gun style. This is the Waylon way. That we all can't do that because of the bankroll sizes that we're bringing. So here you win with your bankroll, which is your primary weapon, and you win with time because you can withstand things. A Molly system, kind of like I did here today, where you're going to go and go and go and go forever. Any kind of a ladder or a Marty, the Labouche, any sort of a gambling system that is never ending. Like a ladder system could be 8 levels. The Labouche could take you 15 times, right? A Marty could take you 6, 7 levels to get to. The Molly doesn't care about who the shooter is. It's just rolling bets every single time. Those are machine gun strategy. You're just using your bankroll over and over and over and over again to hammer the thing through. So the question is then, what kind of a player are you? And when you're making a strategy, so this is aimed right at Joe from Craft's Master Journey, what kind of a strategy are you building? You're building, in my opinion, a cannon strategy. You have a strategy that's not a bankroll-driven thing. Your strategy is, I'm going to set aside, I think it's $85, whatever it is per shooter. That's your way of playing. Whereas Waylon's bringing $5K. He's going to ladder up the 4 and 10 until one of them hits twice. And then he's going to make his $500 and get the hell out, right? That's the difference in those two play styles. So when you make a strategy or you go to the casino, your bankroll determines, A, which kind of player you're going to be. Do not go to a casino with $500 at a $10 table and try and do a machine gun strategy. It just will not work. You don't have enough money to do it. $500 at a $5 table, maybe you can make a machine gun strategy work, but probably not even then. You're gonna need at least 20 or 30 times minimum to make that kind of a strategy play out. So you gotta take bankroll into account. And I think Waylon does a really good job of always buying in for a ton. And we all go, oh my God, who has that kind of money? And he says, well, you can dial it back. You can dial it back to some degree, but you gotta be careful when you're coming at a machine gun way of playing when you're underfunded. So be aware of that. So it's fun to call it out when you're making a strategy, when you're playing a strategy, know how you're doing it. And again, on the machine gun, we don't care about the 7. Machine gun strategies, you're just playing against the 7 all day long. You don't care about the shooters. That's the difference there. So there we go. All right, let's go to the table and play a couple of those side by side. Let's just go ahead and do a little bit of machine gun versus cannon at the same table at the same time. We'll play it out. Here we go. I'm going to go switch over to, let's see, we're going to skip to this screen here. That should be, again, the roll tracker. I will do a better job here with the roll tracker. Let me go and get in there. Craps roll history. And I'm going to clear out the history there. And here we go. Let's get to the table. And I'll bring out a couple of bankrolls for you. Let me actually clear this. I'm going to clear this one out. This is my practice one from last night. And let's see, I'll get the reds out of here. Give me a second to get myself reset. Sorry, a little bit messy here this morning. All right, so player 1, we'll have him do the horseman. He's going to have 1 green and 6 reds per shooter. Every single time. We're going to actually get our Lammers in here. We're going to separate him out. He's got 1 green, don't pass, and 3 $10 come bets coming per shooter. He's going to be, like I said, the machine gun style player. And with his rack, I'm going to manage his rack in a per shooter way. We're going to pull a shooter up. We're going to play with the shooter. I'm going to keep resetting and keeping profits over here as I go. That's how he's going to play. The other player on the other side is going to be a little more big on the bankroll side. I'm going to drop a whole bunch of blacks and purples in here. This guy's bringing $5 grand to the table. He's got a lot more money at risk, potentially, right? But his whole game is going to be, let me outlast this thing and ladder up. So he's going to play 410 Bank Street on a ladder. That's going to be his deal. The other guy is going to play the don't pass with the horseman. And that's going to be it. They're just going to play straight up. He's not going to put odds on his come bets. He may reinvest his come bets, but he's never going to invest more than this, okay? He's going to work the come out, of course, on his don't pass because he has no choice but to do that. The other player here, we're going to go 410 Bank Street with him. 410 Bank Street, and we're going to go $100 to start, okay? And we'll see how that runs out. The way that I do the Bank Street now, by the way, is different than you've probably seen it before. It's going to be a buy bet on the 4 and 10 for $30. And we're going to do $20 on the hard 4 and the hard 10. That's going to be the setup. So it's $100 per set. If I lose, we ladder up. It goes to 200, 300. We're going to keep laddering up. We're going to parlay a win and bring them back down to base. The idea behind this setup here is this, the 410 Bank Street, to remind you, 30 pays 60, we lose 20, replace 20, rack 40. So this is going to be a $40 win net on the easies. The hard ways are going to get us to where I want to get to, which is 75, 75, 50, and 50, where you're racking blacks. We're looking over here, if we can, on the 410 Bank Street. I want those hard ways, but I want to get them up quick. And again, every time we lose on it, we're going to ladder it up. That's going to be our way to play it. So here we go. Let me get the roll tracker again, and I will remind myself to do this. Let's kind of track what's happening. So again, this guy here, always on. He doesn't care about the shooter, doesn't care about the point. He could give a crap. He's just machine gunning his bankroll. $5,000, looking to win a few $100s and get out of here. He's looking for that thing, but he's just playing with the full stack. Again, I'm going to manage his money in slots of 100 or $400, right? I've got him set up here with these 4s in his bankroll to get him set. And that's going to be it. Actually, I should make those $500 slots. Let's actually That was bad math on my part. Let's make this look like 500s. I don't know why I did fours when I set it up. All right, there we go. That's better. So he has 3,000 there, 4,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 6,500 bucks is what he's got. Here we go. Dice are going to be out. Again, he's working. Horseman guy's working two different ways, right? One player's playing with a machine gun, just burning his whole bankroll. The other guy's going to play with the cannonball. He's going to do 4 units per shooter. Here we go. He's going to come out with a come bet. And there's a hard 4. Perfect starting for us. Love the hard 4. What's going to happen here? You get paid 60 over there for this guy. And by the way, our come bet will travel. The buy bet gets paid 60 bucks. The hard 4 over here at 20, that's 140. Over here on the hard ways. Now what we do right away is bump up. Okay, I'm going to take all the reds out of here. We're going to get these two up to 75 bucks each. I'm going to get these two up to 50 bucks each. I'm going to take 5 reds for a quarter. And they're at 50. And for rack cleanliness purposes, I'm going to take these and grab 50 bucks and profit 50 bucks. So on the hard 4, we're at 75 bucks on the buys. We're at 50 bucks on the hard ways. What's going to happen? The next hard way that hits, if we get it, that's a 2-2, or sorry, it was a 6-2-8 first, and then it was a hard 4 second. What's going to happen here? If a hard way hits right now, it's 500 bucks. And I'll show you how that works out in a minute. The 410 Bank Street on 2 hard ways over here, it's a purple chip, and you're basically done for the day. This guy here has got to keep playing. Here we go. Coming out again. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3. So the horseman will lose a unit coming in. Last come bet on the way. Yeah, hard 10, huh? Ah, 7. Bummer. Okay, so he's going to win here. 10 in there and a quarter down in there. Bring all this back to his rack. And again, the way that I kind of set up the horseman is this. He's got his quarter back. We can, and I usually do this, when I'm on the same shooter like this, I'll be aggressive and I'll stack that up. And he still has a few 2 come bets left to play. I'm going to play him like that. That's how I do this. This guy here, unfortunately, loses all of it. And of course, that 4 falls as well. So the guy that's playing the 4 and 10 lost. He's going to come back out. He's got to come back out at double size. He's going to be at 60 on the buys. He's going to ladder up 1 unit, so he's going to go to 60. He'll go to 90 next time. 60 in here, and he's going to go to 40 in here, and that'll be his 200 bucks. And again, he's playing this with the enormous bankroll because he can withstand it. Here we go. Coming out. Puck is off. There's a yo. Horseman gets whacked. Now, what's going to happen here, the horseman, that first shooter got burned. So now we're going to have to go in the next guy's money and rebuild ourselves. I think I managed the rack in here like that. I managed it like trying to rebuild the shooters. He's going to come back out again. Again, lost 50 bucks. 25 of it was his. 25 of it was from the previous win. So there's a 6-5 yo. 6-1-7 first, then a 6-5 yo. Okay, getting better here. 3-2-5. All right, 3-2-5 is going to be the point. There we go. First come bet on the way. Let's get some hard ways here, huh? That's at a 1, 2, 3. Boy, we're just ugly in the come today. 1, 2, 3. That's going to lose. This feels like normal John rolling, right? I've been on a kind of a good streak here of late. Today, not so much. Just a 6. First comeback goes to the 6. Second one's on the way. Easy 4. That's okay. Easy 4. So we lose. You're going to lose 40 in here. You're going to win over here 120. There's 120. 20 out here on the edge. And so what I'm going to do with this is this. I'm going to bring these both, the 4 and 10, on the hard ways back down to their base level over here. I'm going to bump up the place 4 and 10 by 50 each, or by 25 each. Actually, we'll do it by, we'll take the 75 bucks back to the rack. They're going to be both at 90 bucks. So I'm bumping them up a little bit of like a mini parlay, bring it back 75. In my rack, I've got 125 that I brought back, 300 bucks that I had put out there. So I still need to get a couple of hits in here to make this thing work. The Horseman only has the one bet right now, right? He's only got the one because he lost on the other one. So actually, I think I might have not, I think I might have done this. I think I might have taken his 10 bucks and put it on top of this guy's bet. I think I did that. These are actually going to be at 75. Let's make them both look like 80. We'll make that number even. That was a 314 that I did not log in, right? 314. Okay, here we go. There's aces. Nobody cares about the aces. And there's 1, 2, 3. Boy, we are horning it up today. 1, 2, 3. Those not logging? Did I miss it? 1, 2. No. Why is it not taking the numbers? 2, 1. That's why. Okay, here we go. There's an easy 10. Sweet. All right, so that's going to be at 80 bucks. That'll pay 160. So I'll do 150, 160 on the easy 10. We're going to lose 40. So no problem taking, let's take the 25 and get nickels for that. Okay, and what we'll actually do here is this. We're going to reduce these back down to base. Go to 30 there. We're going to go to 20 here and 20 here. And we can bring all this back. And this player here did a little bit of a ladder and a little bit of a pullback, and he's back. He's not in profit, but he's got his money back from where he lost out. So he's doing all right. The other guy's still waiting for hits. Here we go. Let's say 6, 4, 10. This is a 2, 1, 3. And again, I apologize if I'm out of rhythm with the roll tracker. I'm not used to rolling and typing like everybody else is. It's going to take me a hot minute to get used to doing it that way. There's a 5, 1, 6, 5 and a 1. There's a yo 11, 6 and a 5. I realized that I wrote the roll tracker as I'm typing these things in to only allow you, there's a 6. Oh, I didn't put myself in the 6 last time. There's a 5, 1, 6. I wrote it to only allow you to type the numbers in, big number first. So it's like, I can't type in a 1, 3. It's got to be a 3, 1. All right, that's going to come back, which is good. The Horseman got one of his bets back. I'm going to take that bet, that winnings that we got, and work him through the don't pass. I think this roll's been going a little longer than we probably think it would be. We're going to work don't. He's going to come to the 8. He'll be a no 8 and a no 5. That's a 6 and a 2. There's another 2, 1, 3. Wow. Not rolling my normal number of 4s and 10s today. This is interesting. We're not getting our normal set. So there we are, 4, 1, 5. Puck is off. Don't pass loses. The Horseman, 4, 1, 5. The Horseman gets beat on that come out 5, or on the point of 5, and he's got really 2 shooters where he's upside down. He's got some money out here. If we take a look at what's in his rack here, if I take that and make it a green, we'll see that he started out with 5 shooters worth. He's got 3 shooters left, 3 cannonballs left, and some money in play. He's really not ready for the next shooter because we're still in the same guy, right? So he's letting these things run the course that's going to happen here. That's all he can do, right? Because the way you play a cannonball strategy is you don't come back out with new money until you have a new shooter. So all he can do is either play the 30 bucks that he still has and get new action, or let those bets resolve. We'll let him resolve. Other guys working all the time, as we know. There's a 6-5. 6-5 yo. And there's a 4-1-5. That'll be our new point, is a 4-1-5. 4 and a 1. Interesting rollout today. There's the 8, so we lose our don't 8, which is a kind of a bummer for that guy. Now, he can, again, decide as the horseman player to come back out or let that 4 resolve. He's in kind of a tough spot here. What I'd probably do if it was me playing it, because I've got the 30 bucks sitting here, is I'd probably start coming through again and letting this 30 bucks work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 10 to come and 15 back to the rack. And I'll get another couple of come bets set. I got the money to play with for that shooter still. Based on the earlier win, let's just work it through. That's going to move into the 8, 5-3. And we'll get our one more. Where are the 4s and 10s today? Where are they? Wow. 5-1-6. 5 and a 1. We're just not seeing them. That was a come bet that goes to the 6. I had that in the wrong spot. So there's the 6, the 8, and the 4 for that player. The other guy's got the 4 and 10 bought. So there's the front corner is the cannon guy. There's a 6-3-9. Okay. Come on. Ugh. 6-5 yo. We are all over the place today. Cannot get any good rhythm up in here. Come on. 6-2-8, we'll take that. And again, no odds here because we don't have the cash to do it. So again, we're going to come through here and I'm going to go ahead and let the come bet reset itself and start resolving. An option is to do this, take that win and come up here on top of the 6, or get a second one. I'm going to get a second one, or a third one in this case. There's a 9, a 6 and a 3. That rolled, that was a 6-3-9. That's actually there, 6-3. All right, so we have a come 4, 6, and 9. I can put some odds out here. I will take and go odds on both. Now that I've got 3 set, I'll put the odds up and we'll let this roller is doing good. Let's make it happen. 4-1-5. Point. 4 and a 1, that's a 5. Where are the 4s and the 10s? There we go. My gracious. All right, hard 4, right, like before. So first of all, the horseman is going to come down and be paid and be very happy with that. That's cool. That's a 2-2-4, by the way. A 2 and a 2. That's a 4. And I forget the point. I think the point's still 5. All right, so here we're going to get paid 60. As we know, we're on 60 bucks, 50, 60 on the easy way, which is perfection. On the hard way, it's 140. So again, I'll do 125, 140 over here. And again, what I do with these, I want to be at the $75 level on the insides. I want those to both be at 75. I want both of these to be at 50. So I'm going to take the reds. I'm going to do 2 greens here. I'm going to get a green for that one and make those both 50. What happens here is 150 or 75 pays 150 minus 50, you rack a black. If we get paid on the hard way, it's a purple chip and then we can be done. And here again, he brings back 50 bucks in greens to his rack as profit on that. So the hard ways, the first hard way profit is 50 bucks plus your set. That's how that thing works. So there we go. Let's roll it through. Come on, baby. Is that a hard 10? No, it's a 9. Darn it. 6. It's a 5-4-9, which is good, right? 5-4-9 pays here for this guy, which is excellent. So he's making a little bit of recovery. 1, 2, 3 for that. We're going to come back through. And again, I'll let this come back as greens because I'm a little short of the red, so he's going to get his 2 green chips coming back. And he's worked his way through to having almost a recovery of the shooter that he lost. We're going to come through one more time. Did I log the 9 in? I did. I missed the point somewhere because it should be showing me what the point is. There's a 639 a second time. Come on, get through there. Right back up to the 9. And again, I'll put odds up there. We're gonna leave him with 2 come bets and that's it. Come on, 4s and 10s, baby. 4s and 10s, let's do it. 4, 2, 6, excellent. So again, he gets paid. He's gonna get paid 10 flat, 12 odds for his come bet. We'll let him keep working through that. And once again, up here in the rack, there's 1, 2. So he's got that shooter fully recovered, 25 bucks there, and he's almost back to health, right? If I look at the way he's set up, he's almost back to health after getting whacked on the dome a couple times. So let's keep rolling through. There she is. There's Big Red. You knew it was coming at some point. The odds will pay there and lose. And the 410 Bank Street guy has not gotten the subsequent hit that he needs to get that purple chip. But let's see where he ended up. So the first time he came out, he had lost 100. Then he came out with 200, didn't quite recover. Let's see where we are in the rack. I'm gonna color this stuff up and see if we're in ladder position or if we're in okay. There's 300 bucks. There's 300 bucks. He went out the first time for 1, the second time for 2, and he's got $21 in profit. Okay? He's even. There's no need to re-ladder again unless you feel like you want to chase it, but he's already even. Let's go ahead and back out for 100 bucks. So the bankroll guy doesn't need to use all the depth that he's got. He's just going to come back out at his base level and restart it again. So for 100 bucks, we're going to be out here for 30, 30, 20, and 20. He's set. There's his 100. The horseman, with the shooter that he earned, is back in action again with a brand new proper don't pass with his 3 come bets ready to roll. Here we go. Puck is off. And that was a 5 and a 2, by the way. All right, it's going to be a 6 and a 3. 9 is our new point. Let's come through. There we go, 3, 1, 4, easy way, easy 4. So a 3 and a 1, I guess we're calling that Big Joe, right? Big Joe, 3, 1, lose 20 bucks there. We're gonna win, I'll pay it in reds and greens. We're gonna win 25, 50, 60 over here. 20 of that goes right back to the hard 4, and 40 of that comes back to the rack. Now we could take this 40 and start bumping things up again. If we need to, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna let the big ones happen. Let the big ones happen. This one here, of course, is gonna go to the 4. It's a 3 and a 1, and here we go. 5 and a 1. Oh shit, I wasn't in the come. Come bet goes to the 6. That's a 5 and a 1. And there's, oh shit, another comeback. I don't know why I'm messing this up. It's a 6 and a 3. He goes there, 6, 3, and again, we're getting hammered on the don't. The don't pass, poor don't pass is getting destroyed today. So we have a 6, a 9, and a 4 as comebacks for the horseman. He's got no money left for the shooter, right? He's at his limit for that shooter, and he's got to be done. The puck's going to be off, and here we come again. Did I get the 9 logged in? I did. Let's go. There's a 5. So the new point will be 5. Let's get them damn 4s and 10s. Come on. See how hard it is to make some of these damn strategies work? All right, so 6 didn't come down and get paid. We're going to come through a second time. I could actually take that. I'm going to take this. Instead of coming again, I'm going to take that and odds up the 9. I feel like instead of keep coming through, I'll use those as odds. Ah, damn it. There's a 617. That's a bummer. Didn't work out. All right, here we go. Everybody loses. And again, the horseman as a cannon type of player, right? Your mentality is, well, I lost on that shooter. Here comes my next cannonball up to the front, right? And keep thinking that mentality. The bankroll player just doesn't care. 200 bucks, ladder up, right? Let's just make it happen. however we can. He's going to be at 60 there and 40 over here for his 200 bucks. Just like so. He's just going to go ahead and hammer these things up, play it the normal way. The horseman guy, here we go, 617. Let's make that logged in. 6 and a 1, 7. Back out. New point. There is no new point. It's a yo. Wow. 6 and a 5. He's getting destroyed, unfortunately. There's a shocker, 1, 2, 3, and he's not back on it because the cannonball strategy is, here's the money for shooters, right? I burned my money for the shooter. I'm not going to chase, right? You're not going to go back into the next guy and keep resetting it. You're earmarking X amount, and the bet didn't do its job, and that's unfortunate because now we're at a 5, 2, 7, 5 and a 2. So this player here now gets to have some fun. Right now he's at level 3, and again, his bankroll is his weapon. That's what I said before. The bankroll here is the weapon. He's going to come out with 300 bucks. He's finally getting into his stash a little bit. 300 bucks is going to feel like 90 on each of these and 60 on each of these. Okay, there we go. He's at 90 and 60. And again, we play it the same way, right? A win here replaces that, and I'll press where I can. A win here gets us set back to base, and you'll see how that works out. The horseman player here, what he's going to do is pull his next cannonball up and play it that way. That's all he can really do is keep pulling the next shot up to the front, take an aim, and hopefully getting a good hit. Here we go. That's going to be a 5-3-8. And again, the point here today, in case you haven't figured it out, is not to play one versus the other. It's to show you the differences between playing with a big-ass bankroll and chasing those losses, where your bankroll is your weapon, versus these are your weapons. And just two different mindsets as you play it out. There's a 5 and a 4. That's a 9. And by the way, what am I doing here? This guy, I screwed this all the way up. I'm sorry. I was not, he should have done the don't, and that was a comeback. I was too busy talking. He goes to the 9 with a don't pass against the 8 on the shooter. So there it is. I'm sorry about that. He's coming out again. Excuse me. There's a 3, a 1, 2, or a 2, 1. And again, the comeback, the horseman today is not favorable in this role. This series anyway. There's a 7. So he does get a little bit of juice here and here. And our bankroll as the weapon guy at 90 bucks is going to have to go to 120, and those are going to have to go to 90. So he's dropping 400 bucks out here now. And it's getting a little bit squirrely, honestly. This player here, I'm going to get reds for his green. Can play again. He's good. Puck will be off. This guy's going to come out for 4. Whoops. And that'll be 120 per. And that'll be 90s over here. So again, Waylon will tell you, when you're playing a ladder, don't worry about it. You got this. You got this. It just flat doesn't matter, right? These should actually be blacks, not greens down there. Sorry about that. Doesn't matter. You got the bankroll. When you're playing a machine gun style strategy, it don't matter. You got the bankroll to support it. Eventually, you're going to hit the wave that you need to hit, okay? Let's type in that 7. That's 6 and a 1. Let's come through. There's a 7. So we're going to get hammered here and here. So now we're going to be at 150 and 120. Boy, oh boy, it's getting ugly. All right, let's log that in, 527. He's coming out for 600. Okay, 600 bucks coming out for the machine gunner. And again, 150 over here. All right. And there we go. 150, 300, 400. Am I up enough? No. 150. I think I miscounted. 150, 300, 400, 540. I'm $60 light. We'll leave it at this level, but I think I'm 40 bucks light on what I should be. I think these should be 180s. I think they should be 180. To make that right. I think I miscounted. Sorry about that. There he is. He's back. The horseman player, again, managing the rack the way you ought to. There's a green. Two, three. So he's got this shooter. That next cannonball's ready to go. He's got a little bit left over here. He's not quite. Boy, he's really down. He's down 1, 2, 3. He's down like 2 full shots because we keep getting these damn come out 7s on him. Here we go, coming out. That'll be a 5, 3, 8. Okay, we're on a number at least, which is good. I feel like he's gonna get that thing taken away from him again. Here we go, 5, 3, 8. Where's my 4s and 10s? Come on. There's an 8. Oh my God, this poor guy. This poor guy. He goes to the 8. He loses that immediately. Wow. Wow, puck is off. Again, cannot go back out. There's a 4, 2, 6. He's gonna come with 10 more. Where's my 4? Heart 8, that'll work. That's at least an off and on for him, right? Off and on, I'm gonna go ahead and now take the odds with the payment. We'll use that for good. That was a 4, 4, 8, by the way, and this is a 6, 2, 8. So back-to-back 8s, that's good for him. And again, he's gonna be off and on again for 22 bucks, which is good. Getting some money back in the rack. He's staying up on his odds. Where's my 4s and 10s? Come on. There's a yo. That'll pay him in the come. 6 and a 5. Come on now. 5. Jeez. 4, 1, 5. This is not the day to be playing the 4 and 10 strategy. We're just not getting them. 7. Ooh, baby. Okay. I want these things to pay off one time before I go to work today. That's the goal here. So there's our 7. We lose everything, everywhere. Super ugly. Good gravy. There's the greens, there's the blacks. Okay, he's at level 7. So for those of you who think that ladders never fail, ladders can fail. Let's go to 700 bucks. There's 5, 6, 700 bucks on the ladder, which means he's going to be at, I believe, 300 here, 300 there. Not quite 300. He should be at 250 at both places, I think. 250. Get 100 for 50s. We'll put 250 on both of those, and 100 over here on both of those. That's off. The horseman, again, if we look at his rack, where is he? Golly, he can get 1 quarter out on the don't for this new shooter. And there's 1, 2, there's 3 come bets, and he's still working from behind. Ugly, ugly. Let's make him look like a quarter. All right. New point. That was a 5 or 4, 3, 7. Wow. 4 and 10. Come on, baby. And 8, of course. 4, 4, heart 8. How's the roll tracker working? Is it logging the numbers good? I think I'm behind on a point, but that's okay. Oh, there's a 6, 5 yo, and by the way, I know I'm post betting, but horseman's in the come. He gets paid in the come. and comes back. Oh my God, 4, 3, 7. Wow. Okay, so you know what's gonna happen next. I'll do this one more shooter, then I gotta go to work. So what's gonna happen here is this guy gets paid down there and in here. Finally, the horseman finally gets a good result on one shooter, which is cool for him. I'll give him his quarter. He's got three full shooters recovered, and he's on his fourth. He's actually coming back to square. This other guy over here is just getting destroyed. He's now gonna be out at 800 bucks. And all these white chips, by the way, that's the levels that we've lost. Those white chips there are not winnings. That's the levels that he's down in his rack. He has one black chip here. He's down 8 levels, which is ridiculous. So that's just like, man. So I need one more black chip out of him. All right, so he's gonna be at 300, 300. We're gonna do 350 for each. And over here, it's going to be 150 each. Good Lord. All right. And we're coming. Last shooter of the day. I have to get to work. So 415. 415. That's good. Good for the horseman. 516. That's good for the horseman. Holy crap. What a bad day. Finally. All right. Good deal. Hard 10. All right. So. Oh my gosh, let's see where we ended up. We still aren't done yet, right? Because he's got 350, he's gonna pay 700. Right, $700 here on that 10. And on the hard 10, he's got 150, so that's gonna pay 700 for the 100 and 350 here. So it's gonna be 1050 over there. 1050, and I'm gonna back him down. We're gonna go back down, let's see, I can't go back to base. It won't be quite enough. What I really ought to do here is this. Bring these back to 100 only. And out here, I'm going to make these look like, I'm going to press them up a little bit. I'm going to make these both look like 500. We're going to parlay them up to 1,000 each and bring this back to our rack. Okay, so I've made them up a little bit higher. It should be a purple, not a black. A simple parlay to get them out. The 410 parlay is how we do this. We don't ladder back down, we parlay up. Here I'm gonna come back down a little bit on the hard ways and let that thing roll. So we just went out there for 800. There is 800. So we actually recovered our current level of being upside down with that. I'm gonna put those back in the rack for him. And again, managing his rack in groups of 500 to see where he is. And again, he's got a purple chip that can go in the back. And he's got all these greens up in here, which is good. That's another 200 bucks plus the green. So you can go back to 200 there. And he's good. That one hit helps. It doesn't solve, but it helps a little bit. Okay, this guy here is going to the 10. And now we need one more easy 4, easy 10, or hard 10, and go back to base with him and he'll be fine. There's a 5, 5, 10. That's all we need. There's an 8 hard. 8 hard. The horseman wasn't in. He should have been. That's my fault. Let's get him coming here. $516. All right, so we got the 8 logged in. 516. I'm not sure what happened. The roll tracker somehow keeps going away. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's an off and on. And again, off and on, we'll put the odds on there. Let it come again. But the roll tracker just, for some reason, just goes blank. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Something in the code there has got it jacked up. There's a 7. So we're out. We're out. And due to time, I got to cut it. But let's see what happens here. So this guy, unfortunately, lost a bunch, right? He had 6,500 bucks. He's down about 2,000, right? Had we gotten another hit here, right? Another 1,000 comes in, he's working his way back. The ladder could work for him, but again, when you're 9 levels into it, you're kind of stuck, right? He was in a bad way. But again, the machine gun style here allows you to still has about 5,000 in his rack that he can keep fighting with and be okay. Eventually, when he catches the run of 4s and 10s, that's going to come. Math always equals out, right? He would have came back for sure. The horseman just treading water. Just one of those days where the rolls were so just not conducive for either player. It is what it is, right? It's 9:20. That was a longer roll than I expected it to be. Let me come back here and see if anybody's even still here. Let's see. Where are we? Let's go back. It's cold. Let's close that screen there. Let's come back to here. Second monitor. All right. Okay. Good morning. We're back. Yeah, you would have gone back to base. The problem with going back to base, Buckeye, on that, when you're that high up, even going back to base wouldn't have helped, right? We had $1,000 out there. We had 500, and I had, I think, 250 on the hard ways. Even then, he was still $3,000 upside down for sure, right? And yeah, Jack, right, I wouldn't play that way. But again, and I want to make this point very clear because, y'all know I love Waylon. Waylon is a good friend of mine. He plays these ladder strategies all the time. This is the machine gun approach, which is ladder. And, oftentimes he wins. He does a good job. He wins. But here you saw it, right? Here's a day where the 410 ladder, right? I was at level 8 of not hitting 8 7s before a 4 or a 10. Right, where I lost 8 times. It's hard, but if you got 10,000 in your rack, you can recover from that. You can make it happen over time if you can, because your bankroll gives you the time to let the math work itself out. Where a regular player at $500, there's no way that you can last in that situation with a smaller bankroll. So again, it's a time thing, and yeah, when the dice don't like you, that's what happens, right? Yeah, so it would have been better to lose than losing 12. You're 100%, right? Better than losing $1,200. But if you're there for the purpose of laddering and pulling back, you know that you're going to be on that ride, right? And that's the way that the way that the Dayland Bear works is to do that. You got to ladder up and you got to work the system to make it work. So there it is. All right, let's see. Where are we now? Make sure I didn't miss anything. I saw Skill and Luck's name in there, by the way. No PCs, no Qs, it looks like. All right. Skill, sounds like you're feeling good. Let's see, anything else before I let you all go today? I feel like I play a machine gun horseman strat. See, I don't, right? When I play the horseman, I do it like I did here. It's like I pull my 6 units up, play the 6 units for that shooter until I see a 7, and then I restart with the next one. I don't keep running it through. I used to do that. I find I burn too much bankroll by doing that. When I work it like this is my money until I see the next 7, it seems to recover a little better that way. But again, it is what it is. I did win the last comeback, but did it matter in the end? For $10, I'm still down. That guy's still down. It looks like he's down $45, or no, he's down $60 still. So anyway, didn't work out today. It's all good, right? I think it's good to see when that happens. And again, the rolls weren't terrible. Buckeye's right. The rolls today weren't terrible, right? Right side players would have made money on a lot of those rolls. It wasn't awful. It just wasn't where I was at today. I was at the 4 and 10. I never hit them. Never hit the 4 and 10. I hit like 3 of them all day. Some days I hit 11 or 12 of those things, right? It wasn't there. But again, it's good because it shows that ladder got to that level. And even at level 8, we did have a pretty nice hit there. So we're all good. All right, I gotta get to work. It's 9:30. Have a good Monday. Shorter show tomorrow. I'll do it regular speed and we'll be good. I got to troubleshoot the roll tracker and see what happened there. Why did I lose my rolls halfway through? And that's it. I'll happy Monday. Love everybody. Appreciate your support all the time. God bless all you and have a great Monday. See you.